Hi friends, welcome to my channel Chic and Savvy, where we talk about all things relating to planning and budgeting. My name is Carissa, and today we will be budgeting our paycheck for week 2 of July. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's open up our finance planner. Okay, so we are budgeting for the second week of July, so our second paycheck of the month. And that is going to be this color right here. So this like a light brown sand color is what I'm going to describe it as. So we are going to check off the second paycheck. And let's go ahead and grab our sheets. And then first, let's go ahead and look at our goals. So our goals for the month of July are we want to have $1,000 in emergency fund. That includes our emergency fund and our 1 month ahead, so $500 in each. Put extra money towards debt and extra money towards our house sinking fund. So goal number 1 is the $1,000 in emergency fund. So we're going to try to accomplish this by using our monthly savings challenges to put money towards it, using our $1 savings challenge and any other money left in our wallet. Goal 2 is put extra money towards debt. So this is going to happen by creating a debt plan, paying down our travel credit card and our Discover card. Goal 3 is any extra money towards the house sinking funds. So we can do this by selling furniture and then prioritizing this when our first goal is achieved. So that is what we are trying to prioritize this month. So let me get my sheets together. Okay. So if you don't know how I do my bills, I set up the month by first filling out my bills calendar. So I write out all of the bills that are due and when all of our pay dates are. Me and my husband are both paid bi-weekly, but we're on opposite schedules. So we do get paid on a weekly basis, and that is how we budget our funds. So I color coordinate each payday with a color, and then I color in the bill that I'm going to use that paycheck to pay for. So for example, the first paycheck of the month is this purple color. So any bill that you see in purple is what we used this paycheck to pay for. So for this month, it's this sand color. And so we have these bills here that we're going to use this paycheck to pay for. So our second paycheck was on the 10th. So we're going to put that here, and this is my paycheck. So we're going to go ahead and write that in. And we are going to budget $1,375. So I did receive a cost of living increase at work, and so I'm budgeting a little bit higher to reflect that increase. So we're going to go ahead and use that number here. Okay, so this is a paycheck planner sheet. I make these myself, but there are definitely other budgeting sheets out there that look really similar to this concept. We are a zero-based budget household, and we cash stuff our envelopes aside from our bills. We don't do our bills because it's just easier to leave that in the bank and then just transfer that money out and pay our bills that way. So fixed expenses are any expenses that you have every single month. That is a fixed amount. So this is like your rent, your mortgage, your water bill, electric bill, gas bill, phone bill, car payment, subscriptions, anything like that would be a fixed expense. Now I do break out my debt on a separate section because I like to see all of my debt together, but that would be considered a fixed expense. So for our bills this week, we have Canva Pro, and that is $15. We have my husband's gym membership, that is $33. And then we have PenFed, that is a debt, and USAA is also a debt. Oh, wait, actually, no, it's not. That's my car insurance. And that is going to be $359. So let's go ahead and put our debt over here, and that is the PenFed. And that is 100. Okay. So now that we have all of our bills that we are paying for this paycheck written, we can add up the total. Let me get my calculator. Okay, so we have 15, 33, 359. So that is 407. Perfect. So that is everything that we need from our bills calendar because we are paying for nothing else with this paycheck. So we can put this away for now. I think I'm actually gonna write on a harder surface because when I write on my pad, it makes my sheets, because they're so thin, curl up. So I'm gonna see if I can write on this, maybe easier. Okay, so the next section is variable expenses. Variable expenses are also expenses that you have during the week or month, but they just can vary in amount and they're not as fixed as this. So this is like your groceries, your spending, your gas, things that you still need a budget for, but they can vary in amount and you can control what that amount is. So for us, we pay my parents every week. We pay our moms every week. And then we have my husband's spending. He gets $30. We have my spending. And this week I'm actually, oh, it's not this. So I have Amazon Prime Day in my head. And there's a lot of things that I want to get for myself. And there's some things for the household too. So you're going to see that reflected in my budget a little bit, but we both get $30 for spending. Gas, we budget $50. Eating out, we budget $30. Fun money, we budget $30. Donation is $5. And lunches for my husband at work is $30. So let's go ahead and add this up. So we have 2, 50, 50, 30, 30, 50, 30, 30, 5, 30. So 505. Perfect. So now that we know what we need to pay for and what our expenses and debt are for the week, we can now subtract that from our income to see what we have left over to save and put in our sinking funds and our savings challenges. So we take our income, and we subtract out fixed expenses, variable expenses, and debt. So we have $363 left over to separate out between all of our different sinking funds and savings challenges. So I'm gonna go ahead and write out all of our categories here, and then we'll go ahead and budget those amounts together. So I have everything listed here. So let's go ahead and budget this money out. So let's do our savings challenges first. So I like to do $10 in our savings challenge. And for our monthly, we did 2 icons last week. So let's go ahead and do 3 this week. And so each icon is worth $5. So we'll do 15. And let me get our Savopoly challenge. So we have it here. So let's go ahead and roll the dice. So we are currently at the Railroad for $25. That's what we saved last week. And we hit 10. So we're gonna do Railroad again. So we moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's easy enough. So we're gonna be saving $25 this week. I get this savings challenge from the LittleBirdieCanada. You can find it on her Etsy shop. It's a weekly challenge that you do all year long. So I really love this because it's super interactive. So we are gonna be doing 25. Let's get our calculator back. So minus 25. Okay, so we have 313. Let's go ahead and do $5 in our checking cushion. Let's do $10 in haircuts. So my husband just got a haircut yesterday or the day before. So he used the money that was in that envelope. So we have to replenish it again. So that way he can get another haircut in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And then his envelope for personal spending is gonna get 10. I am gonna actually get 20 because there are, like I said, the Amazon Prime Day. I do want to get a few things. So that combined with my weekly spending is going to give me some money. And then I do want to get stuff for the house. So we're going to put 30 in there. And then travel's going to get 5. Christmas is going to get 5. Gifts is gonna get 5. Subscriptions, let's do 15. Okay, so around $200 left. Car maintenance, let's do 15. Okay, so we have our priority categories here that we are trying to save for, and we do have a good chunk of money left over. So let's do 50 in 1 month ahead. And then we'll just split this in half and do 70 in extra debt and 70 in future home. Perfect. So we have $3 left over. And I think our total is $363. So this should be $360. Perfect. So we have $3 left. That's pretty good for a zero-based budget. And I do like to keep a little bit of money in my checking account just in case one of my bills like fluctuates $1 or is, off or something like that. So that's good. So we have all of our categories and everything written out. So now we can fill out our cash envelope breakdown sheet. So this is the sheet we fill out so that way we know what we need to get out of the bank. So let me go ahead and write out all of our categories, which is all of these and everything I need for my wallet right here. So I can write those all out and then we can do the breakdown together. I have everything written down here. So we added in all the categories from that we're gonna put in our wallet, and then everything here aside from our checking cushion, because I just leave that in my checking account. So now we can figure out what denominations we're gonna need for each category. So for my spending, I do budget $30, but I like to keep 20 on my debit card and 10 in cash. So we're gonna do a $10 bill. Eating out gets 30, so we're gonna do a 20 and a 10. Same thing for fun times, a 20 and a 10. Donations gets a 5. Extra debt is 70, so we're gonna do a 50 and a 20. 1 month ahead is 50, so we're just gonna do a $50 bill. Future home is 70 also, so we're gonna do a 50 and a 20. Car maintenance is 15, so we are gonna do a 10 and a 5. Savings is 10, so we're gonna do a $10 bill. Save-opoly is 25, so we're gonna do a 20 and a 5. Monthly is 15, but these are $5 increments, so we're gonna do 3 5s. Subscriptions is 15, so we are gonna do a 10 and a 5. Home is 30, so we're gonna do a 20 and a 10. Gifts, travel, and Christmas are all 5, so we're gonna do 5s for all. My spending is a 20, so we're gonna do $20. My husband's is 10. We're actually gonna do 2 5s for that in case he wants to break it up in different categories. I know I want all mine to go into shopping, so that's where it's gonna go. And then haircuts is 10, so we're gonna do a $10 bill. Perfect, so now we can count how many of each bill denomination we're gonna need. So for ones we have 0. 5s we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 10s we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 20s we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 50s we need 1, 2, 3. So no hundreds. So now we can add up what the value is going to be. So 12 times 5 is 60. 10 times 8 is 80. 20 times 7 is 140. And 50 times 3 is 150. So let's go ahead and go across and see what the total is. So the number of actual physical bills we're going to get is 12 plus 8 plus 7 plus 3. So 30. And the total that we're going to pull out of the bank is 60, 80, 140, 150, so 430. Let's make sure that's right by adding this up. So we know this is 360, so we just need to subtract our checking cushion. So 355, and then we can add in our wallet categories, which is 10 plus 30 plus 30 plus 5. Yep, so that is 430. Perfect. I love when everything, I remember when everything like balances out. When I first started doing this, I struggled so hard with the math and having everything calculate out correctly. I don't know, I think it's just also being on camera. You just are trying to like go through the motion and you miss things, which is funny. So let's go ahead and write all this on a sticky note so I can take it to the bank. So we need 5s, 10s, 20s, and 50s. We need 12 5s, 8 10s, 7 20s, and 3 50s. So that is $60, $80, $140, and $150. Grand total of $430 to pull out. So that is how much we are pulling out of the bank today. All right, guys, we got our budget taken care of. I love, this is honestly like one of my favorite steps because all of my money is now figured out and I can now cash stuff. But I will be going to the bank and I'll be taking this sticky note with me and taking this money out, so now we can cash stuff all of our binders for the week. But thank you all for being by my side throughout this journey, and I can't wait to see where life takes us. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye, friends.